Ayo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Alvin MB10, aka AMR10, and what I got for you today is some more NBA 2K24 Next Gen. Now, as you can tell by what's on the screen for you, the video that we have today happens to be the best prime Russell Westbrook, aka Brody build, i.e. an Oklahoma City Thunder Russell Westbrook build. Now, with this build, I did aim to get as many aspects of Russell Westbrook's gameplay as I could, so if you see some flaws somewhere, do me a favor, go ahead and drop it down below in the comments. And do remember, with these builds, you're allowed to tweak them how you want. Because low-key, the other day, I had somebody call me Mr. My Career Builder, which at first I took a little bit to heart, but then when I thought about it, it made a whole lot of sense, and I was just like, hey, I'm happy to see it. Now, I do gotta ask you, what do you guys think of the builds we've made so far? Because as you've seen, we've made a Paul George, an SGA, Derrick Rose, and a Giannis build so far, so I do gotta know what you think of them, so let me know that down below in the comments. Now, Russell Westbrook, right-handed, jersey number 0 was his most famous jersey number. He was the starting point guard, measured in at 6'3" while weighing 200 pounds and approximately 6'7" wingspan. Now, before we get into the breakdown of this build and the attributes and how I put them into it and explain why I did them the way I did them, I do gotta say a big old shout out to all of you for all the support on the channel. You know what I'm saying? We started 2K24 off with a bang, and hopefully we can keep it going, because this year I do intend to do a lot more than last, i.e. we will be maxing out a lot of builds, hopefully, if YouTube helps with that, because as you've seen, BC's hella expensive this year, and yeah, I hate giving 2K money like that, but for you guys, we will max out the builds that you want to see depending on what we can do. So thank you for all of that. But I do got to say, if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more content like this, hit that like button. Don't forget to share the video because it helps with the YouTube algorithm, plus helps us funding paying for these builds. And don't forget to drop a comment down below telling me any other builds you want to see, as well as any other things you might want to see. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel and you ain't done so yet, hit that subscribe button and turn post notifications on. Now, before we get into the physicals, I do got to ask one question. In the Giannis video, I put some test build gameplay at the front of the video, whereas in this video, there's no gameplay. What would you prefer? Would you rather I show you some test gameplay with the build as well, or would you rather I just get straight into making the build? Let me know down below in the comments. But starting off with the physicals, as we usually do, we decided to max out the stamina at a 99, because trust me, with any Russell Westbrook build, I expect your right trigger finger to always be on R2, aka sprint. Vertical, we went for an 80 because we were aiming on getting Russell Westbrook's dunk package, and in order to get that, you need an 80 vertical with a 93 on the driving dunk, which obviously also means that you can get gold posterizer as well as gold precision dunker and slithery, but it does mean that you can't get contact dunks off 1 or 2 feet. However, you can get contact dunks off alley-oops. So you can still get elite contact dunks on this build. Just make sure that you're catching them off an alley-oop. Otherwise, stick to the pros, and trust me, you can still bang on people. Now, when it comes to the strength, put this up to a 50 just because I needed a little bit of a boost. And then speed in the Excel, decided to go with an 84 on the Excel as well as an 86 on the speed, because Russell Westbrook is fast. I wish I could have put him faster at maybe a 90, but as you know, this year's builder is so hard that, yeah, you ain't gonna be able to get all of that out of one build. Now, on the driving layup side of things, you always got to go with an 80 at the very least, because you are trying to get that Hall of Fame Pro touch as well as that good old gold giant slayer and many other things. And then when it comes to the close shot, decided to leave this at a 55. Now, my key thinking here was we wanted the Russell Westbrook dunk package, which needed a 93 and an 80. We also wanted the ability of getting precision dunker and posterizer, because yeah, that was what Russell Westbrook was famous for. And then of course you want slithery as well as bunnies, which improves a player's ability to make hop step layups or dunks. And yeah, Russ really did, you know what I'm saying? Basically, we wanted all the finishing capabilities of Russ, and we managed to get them. Now, shooting wise, let's be dead serious. Russell Westbrook is not one of the greatest shooters. He is a worse shooter than even Derrick Rose. However, both of them do have a decent mid-range jump shot, so I decided to go to 76 on the mid-range. And then when it came to the 3-ball, I only gave this build a 65. That's because if you look at Russell Westbrook's shooting percentages, you'll realize his shooting from 3 is abysmal, whereas his shooting from mid is actually average, if not a little bit above average. So we gave him a 76 on the midi, 65 on the 3, and a 77 on the free throw. This just happens to be a number that I keep going with whenever I make these builds, because I want you to be able to knock down free throws, because I do know a bunch of you might take this build into the wreck, even though, you know, I'm called Mr. My Career Builder. Dang. So as you can see, we don't manage to get those many shooting badges at a decent clip. The only ones we do manage to get at a half decent one are Space Creator, Guard Up, Catch and Shoot, as well as Spot Finder. And then of course, Gold Comeback Hit and Silver Open Looks, as well as Bronze Corner Specialist, Claymore, Blinders, and Deadeye. So in my personal opinion, that matches Russ in every way, because he's not the greatest shooter, but if he's open, he can knock down a few and he can miss a few as well. Now, playmaking wise, yeah, we had to go with a 92 ball handle on this build. That's because if you want to get blow by, speed booster, and triple strike at gold. You need a 92 ball handle at the very least, as well as a high enough speed with ball of an 83. Now, as you can see, we managed to get gold, blow by, hyperdrive, speed booster, and triple strike, which again, Russell Westbrook's key gameplay, being explosive out of every single position he finds himself in. Pause. You know what I'm saying? The guy can explode out of the triple threat or really just explode off the bounce. So we went with an 83 on the speed with ball, 92 on the ball handle, and then obviously with the pass accuracy, I always go with an 84 to get that silver needle threader. I could have pushed it up to an 87 to get bronze bailout, because Russ did love to drive at the cup and then, you know, pretend to go up for a layup and then just throw the ball and do his little celebration. But as you know, the build is hard, so I got to keep it where I can keep it, and 84 is where I decided to settle. Now, the reason I set these attributes out the way I did that way is because I also wanted to give Russ the ability to play defense, because as we know, he was a two-way player in his prime. He technically still is. It's just his offense is a bit sometimes shaky. So we decided to give him an 85 when it came to the perimeter defense, which of course means you get silver clamps, silver 94 feet, which makes a lot of sense, ankle braces, challenger, fast feet, pick dodger, workhorse, as well as Hall of Fame off-ball pest. Not Hall of Fame, sorry, gold off-ball pest. Then when it came to the steal, decided to push this up to a 65 because it does mean that we get a few of the badges at a decent enough level with bronze interceptor. And then rebounding wise, decided to put the defensive rebound all the way up to 66 and the offensive rebound all the way to 56. Now, I know a bunch of you might say, why put rebounding on a point guard build? But as I said, this is a prime Brody build, and the boy could crash the glass. There's a reason he's called Mr. Triple-Double, because he grabbed a lot of them. Now, as you can see, this does only mean that we can only get bronze rebound chaser, but in my personal opinion, if you want to tweak this build and take it from being Russell Westbrook to a build that you can use more, I would strip the rebounding and I'd put it all on steal, in which case you have yourself a nice two-way slasher point guard build. Now, these are some of the badges that we managed to get on the build from what we've done, and as you can see, finishing wise, there's a great bunch of badges that you can use, from Hall of Fame two-step spin cycle to Hall of Fame bunny, gold slithery, gold giant slayer, and of course, you want to slap on, where's Aerial Wizard? You want to slap on that gold Aerial Wizard, especially for those alley-oop contact dunks. And then shooting wise, there's not much you can really do outside of being able to spot up and knock down a bunch of mid-range jump shots and knock down a few threes here and there. Playmaking, you can blow by all defenders either off the dribble or generally just by running back past them with the speed we put on the build. And then defensively, you can lock up at the perimeter with an 85 perimeter defense, because it does mean you can bump into people, and the nice 50 strength ensures that they won't just get by you. Now, the players we do get in the shades of for this build happen to be none other than Baron Davis, De'Aaron Fox, and Lonzo Ball. Now, the first two guys make sense. Lonzo being here is a bit of a strange one because, as most of you know, Lonzo is a two-way player, but recently he's shown, I say recently, like 2 years ago, he showed us that he can spread the floor and really knock down the three ball the same way he used to back when he was in Chino Hills and also when he was at UCLA. But yeah, name of the build happens to be a slasher. I would personally call it a two-way slasher, but you know how 2K is. You have to hit certain thresholds with attributes in order for it to give you a specific name. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, which if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you ain't done so yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as well as turning post notifications on. And lastly, but not least, don't forget to drop a comment down below telling me, firstly, what other builds do you want to see? Secondly, what build are you currently running? And thirdly, would you like me to include test gameplay at the front or end of these videos, or just generally leave it out and leave it up to you guys to try the builds out for yourself? But yeah, let me know all of that down below in the comments. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video, because for 100 likes, we will post another video and keep this daily upload streak going. But yeah, it's been your boy Alvin MB10, aka AMR10. I'll catch you in a bit. Deuces.